I have always believed that self-build can deliver a better built, greener, and for that matter, cheaper home than anything the market can offer. And here, for the first time, that idea is going to be put to the test at scale. At Graven Hill in Oxfordshire, a groundbreaking experiment is taking place.
Here we are.
Here we are.
So this is mine, all mine, yes?
Cherwell District Council bought this land, and instead of flogging it to a developer, they've relaxed planning regs and are selling ready-to-go plots to the general public.
And it's actually turning into a bit more of a house than just a bit of land.
It's an epic construction tale that's been 5 years in the making. As we follow the bold pioneers building the very first street.
Shall we say I'm well out of my comfort zone?
This time, a young couple builds their first home together.
It's great. It's so cool to see.
But taking a risk on an untested construction system pushes them to their limits.
You just begin to think, you know, is it worth it? Yeah.
And a father and son hope to bond.
That is wrong.
Through self-building a family home.
You'll be able to look at a wonky bit and say, I did that. At just 24, Chris and Roxie will be one of the youngest couples to build their own home on this project.
We met at school in drama, didn't we? We were putting a group together at GCSEs, and we did an acting scene together, and it kind of, I think I started to fancy you there. We're actually engaged.
We don't live together yet.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
When we left school, I went to study up in Sheffield, and you more or less...
Worked since I was 18, just saving up.
Bedson! It was my idea to build the house, and you've just always supported me with my ideas and what we want to do, and you've kind of been the hero in financially being able to support it as well.
You're a good boy.
These two both still live at home with their parents in Hertfordshire. Chris commutes to London, where he's a consultant advising clients on building materials.
That can range anything from building cladding to paving to drainage to lighting to a lot of things, so it's quite diverse.
Roxie, since leaving school, has worked at a posh supermarket, squirreling away a large deposit to kickstart their dream of finally living together.
So there's no doors, but you can move all in and out of it.
So you just walk through.
Yeah.
Chris and their architect have worked on the design for this house, which they plan to build using an innovative British flat pack system. The architects have developed software that converts a design into the component parts of 380 plywood boxes, bolted together on site to form the structure. The boxes then get filled with wool insulation, protected under a waterproof membrane, and clad in panels of blackened western red cedar. Downstairs, there'll be a modest open-plan kitchen and living room, and a concealed guest room with an ensuite. A double-height void of generous, light-filled space will connect ground and first floor, where they'll have a master bedroom and across a landing, a lavish bathroom. This will be a low-energy, low-impact house, super-insulated and topped off with a green roof. The architect's flat-pack system is untested at scale, but the prospect of owning an ambitious bespoke home for 220 grand, including the plot, makes this a risk worth taking. Oh, hello, you two.
Hello.
Is this your house?
This is our house. This is it? Or the start of our house?
A bit of it. Some of the component parts have been delivered to their architects as a trial. How idiot-proof is it, putting the system together? I mean, can I do it?
I reckon you'll be all right.
Right.
That's it.
So the reason you're not living together is?
You have two options, don't you? You have go and rent and move out, or you have stay at home and save up. We just knew we wanted to save and buy something, get on the ladder.
Yeah.
Many people just choose to buy it. Many people your age would choose to buy rather than rent. And self-build is kind of right at the bottom of the list. So you can afford to buy a flat. You can afford perhaps even to buy a tiny house if you found the right one.
Yeah.
So why not do that? Just give yourself an easy life and enjoy
Because
yourself.
it's boring. You know, someone's got to do it. And why not let that be us?
So who does what on this project? Obviously, I'm making the boxes, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Project managing it.
What are you doing?
Interiors.
And
Yeah,
you'll be on the tools.
And yeah, we'll all be
You'll
doing
all be on the tools.
getting our hands dirty.
Is that right?
I think they're in too far.
No.
Construction begins with some clever labour saving. Their architects have harnessed the skill and enthusiasm of a team of architectural students who are setting up camp in a field not far from site.
They're here really for the next 7 or 8 weeks to learn how to build, to learn how to manage projects.
We're currently digging the drop for the loo, and we've picked this spot because it's got a great view.
This hasn't been done before. What we're trying to do with Chris and Roxie is take 2 people who haven't had any construction background, a team of students who are unskilled and fresh out of architecture school, and we're trying to get them together to build a house. So yeah, it's certainly an experiment.
We've all wrestled with a flat-pack cupboard or a bookcase, but this will be an entire house, the plywood pieces of which are being cut at a factory here in Hertfordshire. So what's appealing about this process is its simplicity. The design, the finished design, arrives in that machine over there. Meanwhile, large sheets of plywood are laid out on that machine over there, which is a giant cookie cutter, and these super accurate shapes are delivered flat pack to the building site.
Okay, so everyone get a panel and let's get going.
On plot 3, the flat pack has arrived, and a factory line has been set up under a tarpaulin to turn this delivery into hundreds of boxes.
Keep the drill at full pace, full trigger, but just vary
But just
your pressure.
Okay, fine.
Keep that going, get used to it.
Chris and Roxie have full-time jobs, but are using all their holiday to learn how to build alongside the volunteers. Chris, you're meant to be the self-builder here, right? And it just strikes me you've got about 18 helpers.
Yep.
So it's not really self-build, more volunteer, community,
partial self
assisted custom builds.
Yeah, call it what you want. It's as good as self-build gets, and you've got a full-time job.
Fair enough. Okay, this goes into the corner here, and that joint goes in there. You can't throw these boxes around because the plywood is more than structural. It'll be the final finish to the interior. Are you going to be looking at walls of plywood with screws on panels? This is all going to be visible internal fixtures?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly what it is.
Wow. Then we better not get up then, had we?
Exactly.
No. Chris and Roxie are soon to be joined on the street by Peter and Anita. They currently live just a mile from Graven Hill with their 2 teenage children. In a home they have outgrown.
This house is definitely a bit small for 4 people. You got the kitchen, which is tiny.
What's about me?
We only have like 1 bathroom and everything. We all have different time slots for times we can use the bathroom.
If, say, my dad goes to work a bit later, it can throw it all out of whack. And then we all get to school late.
Hi there.
Peter.
Come on in.
Thank you. How are you?
Fine,
Hi,
thank you.
Anita.
Yes, hi.
Pleased to meet you. How are you? How long have you been here?
15 years now.
15.
15.
So it's really no proper home then, and just down the road from the site.
It is, yes.
So why do this? Why go through the pain of self-build?
Well, for about sort of 15 years, we've been toying with the idea of building a house.
So this is a long-harboured dream, really.
It is,
Definitely,
yes.
yeah.
And
the right plot has never come up.
Okay.
It's always sort of in someone's back garden that we could afford anyway.
Yeah.
we're trying to sort of show that you can move from a house like this into something better at a similar price.
Without the help of an architect, Peter has designed a large family home for plot 8 on the street. He'll use pre-insulated timber panels craned into place, then skinned with blockwork. Downstairs, it'll be open plan with a hall, kitchen and dining room, plus a spare room. They'll put their living room on the first floor to enjoy the views across the fields, along with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms to avoid congestion in the morning. To keep costs down, Peter has opted for a steel roof, which he can install himself. The total budget including the plot, is just £280,000. They've remortgaged their current home in order to pay for the new one. And if Peter has his maths right, when they sell their old house and move in, they'll be mortgage-free.
They say, don't they, that in a kitchen you should be no more than 6 feet away from any major appliance, and that makes it really efficient to cook and prepare food. I had to say, however, Anita's kitchen takes it slightly to extremes. Look, you see, there's the washing machine, the dishwasher, if I open that cupboard as well, and this one. Oh, and then the oven. I can't actually open that cupboard. In fact, there's not even room for a human being in this kitchen. Peter and Anita now, for the first time, have an opportunity to grow, to build a house with space, to do something that's more generous, because they're going to self-build at Graven Hill. Ow.
Their site and foundations have already been prepared by the council, ready for their insulated wooden panels.
It doesn't look like a home at the moment. It has some bits of wood on the back of a lorry. Absolutely delighted to be here. All the planning has now come to the point where we can see something going up very quickly, actually, yeah.
The beauty of this system is its speed. Great news for Peter, who wants to be finished within a year.
Within 2 weeks, we should be up to the roof level. That's it. And then they're going to hand over to me and I'll carry on from there.
Peter's making great progress with his small team and the crane. And up the road, they're also making headway as many hands make light work.
Let's do it. Let's build the wall.
Brilliant.
If you want me passing, I'll pass.
Once the boxes are assembled, they can be bolted together to make the walls.
You could do this with 4-year-olds, couldn't you?
Well,
you know, and have just like massive wooden blocks. And
Fun.
very satisfying.
It is satisfying.
It's ideal for self-builders. The whole house can be put together by hand. Every component is portable.
Good. Who's got the bolts? Get Kevin some bolts.
Oh, window frame. I love it.
There's no steel frame because the plywood boxes are so strong. The system does, of course, need many hands, but they get the ground floor structure up in a day.
The building is quick. We were always sort of told it was going to go up quick, and I think it really will go up quick. It's expected to be watertight by beginning of August, 6 weeks away or something.
This great pulse of activity on Plot 3 has drawn attention from other self-builders on the street.
It's got an interesting shape. I'm not sure how much size it's going to offer them. It's quite a compact building.
How would you describe it?
Fire hazard? Is that? I don't know. How would you describe it?
Graven Hill is home to the UK's largest self-built project, where pioneers have each bought a parcel of land for about 100 grand. People like Chris and Roxie, who are a month into their project.
This building process is incredibly easy. It's all flat pack. It is just repetitive, but there's that element of excitement which never switches off. For Roxie and I, this is our house, so it spurs you on each time, and you see more and more progress each time.
Their entire house is made of wooden boxes.
Have I got to do these little baby ones?
Yeah.
They built up to first floor level, and they're now installing the structural beam floor.
You've got me helping you.
It's heavier than you think, Steph.
Right.
Made from even bigger wooden boxes.
Cool.
There we are.
There's no steel in this whole house, so because of these beams, we were able to completely omit all ground floor supporting walls, which means you've got a completely open plan space downstairs. Because the house isn't huge, we just want to be very clever with space.
Hey, hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to first floor.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
How exciting, isn't it? Some really quite big volumes there.
Yeah.
Big rooms. Upstairs, how many bedrooms? Just
One.
one.
Our bedroom.
One bedroom. And then what's happening over this side then? Another bedroom there? No.
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 Well, it could be a cinema room. It's vast.
That's our ensuite.
You could get 4 bathrooms into that space. I mean, it's massive. Look.
You were pretty good about the whole house in terms of leading me to sort of get a layout together. But your one particular thing was you wanted a nice ensuite, a nice bedroom, and to almost feel like a hotel.
Roxie, are you across the programme, or is it?
I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, you do.
You're just manual labour.
Yeah, I just get told what to do, and I'll do it.
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
5 plots along the street. Peter's showing his son Sam what will be his new home.
So it's all very open plan?
Yes. We've got the big bifold door here, including my workshop at the back.
No.
Peter's self-built experience stretches only as far as his garden shed. His day job is as an IT specialist in the City of London. However, he does have hidden talents.
I have a hobby. It's more of a sort of lifestyle choice, really, that I enjoy robotics at home.
His self-built garden shed doubles as a robotics workshop.
I used to do Robot Wars, which is kind of robotics, but I then moved on into humanoid robots, and I build sort of props and things for parties and that kind of thing.
Peter is married to Anita, who works full-time as a school science technician.
It was Peter's mad idea. Yeah, he does like a challenge. I still can't really believe we're doing it.
Normally in our house we talk about what we're going to do, but then we just kind of put it off and we don't really do it. Quite scary actually to think we're building our own house to live in.
I do think it's good for Peter and Sam to work together. There's very little time at the moment that we actually do things as a family. So when the house is finished, so we built this together.
Only about 20 more to go.
On plot 3, Chris and Roxie are building their experimental flat-pack home with any spare time they have, alongside their student volunteers.
Hello.
Their plywood boxes will all be visible inside, so the house is getting insulated from the outside. Each box is packed with treated sheep's wool, very sustainable.
And it smells like if you're in a sheep farm. It's better when it's dry and it's not wet. When it's wet, it just smells awful.
Their wool will be kept dry by a high-tech plastic membrane, and then clad with Western red cedar. This timber comes from a sustainable local source. It was felled and milled 6 months ago to allow time to season. Once on site, the timber is cut into 5,000 pieces before being assembled to make cladding panels.
Rox, keep your PM there. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, lovely.
Each panel needs 2 coats of black weatherproof stain before it can be screwed onto battening on the building's exterior.
There is a lot, it's about 300, and each one takes about 25 minutes. It's a long process, but they look good in the end.
For this task, they've been joined by friends and relatives who are happy to help the young couple out.
Edges and the front is key that we don't miss anything. But Rox and I will just check the first couple to make sure we're happy with it.
Right.
You did art at GCSE, right?
I got a C, and that was at a pinch, so
okay. Right. We've actually had a flood of volunteers. It's been nice. So I've got my dad for a few days, who's sort of not causing too many problems at the moment.
I know they can't wait to move in, so I'm thrilled for them because it's what every young couple wants, is a first home together. That'll be the great start for them in life.
But Chris and Roxie are not playing safe with their first home. This construction system presents a risk. It's experimental.
We've done something completely new here. It's completely untested. It hasn't been done before on this scale. Chris and Roxie had to put a lot of faith in us and our system. I think that's part of the reason why we've been so keen to put all our efforts in to make sure it's a success.
Just down the street on plot 8, before he heads off to university, Sam is helping out on site.
I'm not 100% sure why I'm doing it. I think I'm doing it for goodwill, but I could be being punished at the same time.
Good heavens, you see what's grown in the lush, fertile ground here, and in the summer sun, look, it's a house in 3 weeks. Hello, Peter. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Good to get the family involved.
It is, yes.
Sam, what skill base do you bring?
Nothing much. I'm just helping him, really.
You're too modest. I'm wondering whether in this project you get the pleasure of sharing something.
Maybe. Depends what he says.
I mean, we're quite an IT-based family, so we've all played computer games at one point or another, and Sam doesn't have much in the way of manual skills, so I'm hoping we can give him the use of tools, how to judge things, how to measure things. A couple of months here, and I think we'll give him a good grounding in engineering.
What subject are you going to study?
Oh, what am I going to study? I'm going to study computer game technology in the virtual world.
Good.
In the real world, today's task needs some precision.
Right, measure one of the windows upstairs. We'll come down and cut this to size.
Preparing the building's window apertures in readiness for the glazing delivery.
About 148 centimetres.
Got to be right, or else you get gaps around the windows.
Honestly, I'm actually quite surprised he's letting me do this myself, because he's quite a perfectionist. He normally wants things done kind of his way, so I'm actually kind of surprised he's letting me do it. Dad, it's wrong.
It's wrong?
It's wrong. Like, wrong length, kind of wrong.
Too long?
Too short.
Oops.
Yeah, I think I measured it wrong. It was an estimate.
Yeah, there's not much of that material left to go around, so we're waiting for another delivery. It's getting a bit tight.
Chris and Roxie's architects and students will soon be leaving. But before they do, there's a last push to install the green roof.
It's contributing back to the biodiversity. Lots of bees, insects kind of love wild roofs.
Chris and Roxie wouldn't have been able to afford to build their home without the help of these student volunteers.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Obviously, we're so appreciative of the time that they've taken out to help us. I don't think we can ever thank them enough. They've completely exceeded all our expectations. They've been absolutely brilliant.
Cheers.
They've achieved great things during their 8-week camp, but time is up for this energetic and free workforce. The students have gone, along with the architects who had been project managing. Finishing this home will now be entirely down to Chris and Roxie.
Last time I was here, it was you two and loads of architect trainees, and they've gone, it seems.
They have gone. They've done their time.
So who's that out there?
It's my mum and dad.
Is it?
Yeah.
How many days a week are they here?
Saturday and Sunday.
But
Every
today's
weekend.
Thursday.
And today.
And today.
They
They're
love
having a
it.
break.
They love it.
They do, yeah.
She doesn't look too happy.
No.
No, she doesn't.
Is she a natural painter and decorator?
No.
Is it slower?
Momentum in general has slowed down on site.
Yeah.
I know what I was doing at their age, and it wasn't building a house. They are young to be shouldering the responsibility of such an experimental project.
We've gone slightly over budget with our bathroom.
Nice big shower.
Yeah, it'll still be very luxurious in our own sort of semi-industrial way with all this exposure. You'll be knocked out. I have to sort of try and make you believe in what I think it will deliver on the budget we have.
2 months ago, there was nothing on this site. This building has been assembled with 6,000 bolts and 28,000 screws. And a huge amount of goodwill, a lot of it from volunteer trainee architects. Now, The thing is, if you add up their hours on this scheme, it comes to nearly a year. And with all those students gone, then that's the pace at which this building is going to slow to. It's going to be just Chris and Roxie from now on. Slightly more sobering thought, isn't it?
They take forever, these ones. It's never ending.
It's summertime at Graven Hill. And this unique street's now taking shape. Terry from Plot 1 is risking life and limb on the scaffold.
Oh, blimey. Shall we say I'm well out of my comfort zone?
Paul from Plot 6 is installing cork floor insulation. And Peter from Plot 8's fitting his ventilation system. And on Plot 3, the street's most experimental building is receiving its final cladding panels. The scaffolding's coming down, and Chris and Roxie's bold black boxy home is finally revealed.
Wow, for somebody's first house, when I was a youngster, my God, I would have killed for something like that. I've never seen anything like it.
I'm impressed that Chris and Roxie have been so bold. You know, it takes a big set of balls to go fully in.
I like the fact it's one colour. I'm not sure about all the flat roof.
That's
All
modern
the flat
building
roofs.
for you.
Yeah.
This is a bold, experimental home in many ways. Inside, they're even pioneering an alternative heating design.
Because the house is so well insulated, rather than putting radiators on, you don't need a radiator to heat the house up, basically. So we've calculated to bring the heat in using the pipes rather than a radiator, to try and make it so it's functional but industrial at the same time.
Peter, on Plot 8, is installing his steel roof just 5 months into his 12-month schedule.
If the wind gets up, it might be a bit like Mary Poppins, I think. You see me disappear off in the distance.
His son Sam has gone to university, so he's employed Chef, who's already had some experience of fitting these steel roofs on the street.
The color of the roof is traditional charcoal. It's nice. Jack has the same, Paul has the same. It's a nice color.
Nice roof, Peter.
Hi.
Lovely roof. How are you finding it?
It's enjoyable. The bits where I can get hands on are very enjoyable. A bit of stress when I'm watching somebody else put something in, whether it's doors or windows or whatever. But where I can get
because you're worried about them doing it badly, or?
Well, I just fret and wander around because I'm not in control.
So you quite like the engagement?
I do, yes.
Do you ask yourself on days when you're up here in the rain and the wind why you're doing this? Ever?
Yes. And then I look out on the view here and I look at the nice house that I'm building for myself, and I think it's not something I could buy into locally.
Yeah.
They don't make this around here.
Peter is giving every spare minute to building, while Anita's preparing their current home for sale, working and keeping the family together.
Do you feel the pinch at the moment? Do you kind of think of yourselves as having to make sacrifices right now? Is it hard?
We're kind of sacrificing things like, we didn't go on holiday this year. People are sort of asking, oh, 3 weeks' time, do you want to come out for dinner? We're sort of, well, might be able to, but it depends how we are in the house. Sometimes it's all such a learning curve, and we don't really know what it's all going to be like until we actually come to do it, if you know what I mean.
That's the sound of Peter upstairs.
Yeah.
On the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have ever climbed on the roof of your current house? Repair or... No, exactly.
No. It's taken me about 3 years to get him to put a shelf up.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Does that mean the house doesn't get finished?
It will get finished. It will. It's not allowed for it not to be finished.
Not allowed.
I'll be very pleased when I'm finished off the roof, as long as I come down the ladders and not sliding off the side, yeah.
Oh, God, this is heavy.
After 5 months of building, Chris and Roxie are struggling with the complexity of their project.
I've kind of been taking the lead and project managing it for the past couple of months now, which I've never done in my life, so it's been tough to adjust to it. And there's been unexpected things we've had to pay for, like the solar panels we actually had to have installed before we got building sign-off because it's part of our agreement for the lender. Sprinkler system we didn't know we'd have to have. I've got various subcontractors that have come in, they've done the work, and haven't been able to pay them at the moment because how the mortgage works. So we've a bit of a cash flow issue.
They're at a difficult stage of self-build where the schedule and the costs can spiral out of control. Their original budget was 220 grand, including the plot, but their bills are mounting, so that's not going to be enough.
So we're looking to borrow an additional 25,000 from the lender, which is a little bit scary.
You've been stressing?
Yeah. I try and not take it out on Rox because it's not Rox's fault, but sometimes I'm just in a bad mood and I want to be in a bad mood, so yeah, it's not been easy.
Roxie has saved for 9 years to build a life together with Chris.
Yeah.
The joy and anticipation of living together is, however, fading under a cloud of stress and financial worry. But on plot 8, after 9 months on site, Peter is becoming more confident and increasingly capable. His attention is now turning to the building's interior.
I do get a lot of pleasure out of this, actually, which is a little bit perverse maybe, but I do enjoy it.
He's not skimping on sound insulation, bearing in mind his daughter's evolving music tastes.
Producer MC. Still delete your best 16 like when man produce an MC.
Lucy likes a bit of grime, so there's lots and lots of this sound insulation to put in. Absolutely vital.
Peter's also redesigned the house to provide even more space by turning the loft into a self-contained apartment. And Sam is back to help.
Dad offered me a bacon baguette on the way in, so that's the reason why I'm here.
Right, let's get this next bit up, Sam.
To me!
To you!
I've got to put up with this every day.
Now, just think of the sense of satisfaction when it's done.
Yeah, all right.
You'll be able to look at a wonky bit and say, I did that.
Peter has commissioned a local craftsman to construct the oak staircase to his design. This extravagance, in addition to building up into the roof, will all but consume the £280,000 budget.
We're down towards our contingency now, so it would be nice to move in mortgage-free. We're teetering on the edge of that at the moment, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Do you know what fascinates me about self-build? It's how it can extract the best from us, how we learn that through it we're capable of so much more, that our reserves of energy and commitment are so much deeper than we realised. And of course, by the same token, self-build can also expose our weaknesses.
For Chris and Roxie, who've been a couple since they were teenagers, the dream was to build a home so they could finally live together. But the stresses of trying to finish their house are now taking their toll.
Working full-time and trying to do a house build is a nightmare. It's made me feel like I've been a bit of a failure at times with this.
It was quite tough after the summer. We found it hard. Don't know if it's because we're quite young and doing it, or don't know, just things haven't been going to plan.
I haven't been telling Rox certain things, and that's starting to really show because she's, I think, becoming more aware that I'm keeping things from her, and that then starts to put a real strain on like a relationship, basically.
He likes to keep it to himself, just so I don't get like stressed or worried about it, which is frustrating because I want to know about it.
I mean, we've had some really sort of frank discussions about, is this all worth it? You just begin to think, you know, is it worth it? Yes, we could probably get the job done, but are we going to survive as like a couple out of this?
Just everything's been to do with the house. It's been on my mind like every day. It hasn't been like it was before the house.
It kind of takes all the pleasure out of what you've had for 9 years as a relationship and starts to like really break things apart and dissect who you are as people and can you work together and cast loads of doubts across your relationship. Just looking towards the future, it's hard.
Here at Graven Hill in Oxfordshire, there's a street forming where no two homes are the same. A year ago, Chris and Roxie couldn't afford to buy their first home together, but could afford to build it here on Plot 3.
How lovely. See, this black building has extraordinary poise, doesn't it? It's cool.
Aged just 24, they took a giant leap of faith on this experimental flat-pack home. Their budget was just 220 grand, including the plot, for a proper bit of architecture.
Oh. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Chris.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, yeah, very well. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you
Yeah,
too.
no Roxie today.
Not today.
She's at work.
She is at work.
Yeah, you're skiving.
I am skiving, as I do best, yeah.
Yeah. How's your home?
Well, it's great.
What's a joy, of course, is the outside is dark black, particularly because of the slats, you know, looking into the shadows.
Yeah.
And you come inside and it's kind of, oh, it's a sort of inside-out house.
Complete contrast.
It's so light.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
This is a modest-sized home, but it's packed with clever architectural thinking. The double-height void suggests much more space. This is a semi-open section house as well as being semi-open plan.
Bedroom, second bedroom.
Guest
here.
bedroom,
Guest
that's
bedroom.
bed 2, yeah.
Looks very beautiful.
It does, yeah.
A little bit like an apartment, like a ground floor apartment.
Yeah,
I think.
it's not huge, but it works.
I do dig the unfinished nature of it. That ceiling, it's a coffered plywood ceiling.
Yeah.
That's something else. That's nice.
It's a nice detail.
You haven't felt tempted to wash over it or to...
We have done in the,
have you?
In the lounge, yes.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, this is lovely.
Yeah.
I like this.
It's nice. It's ideally what we're going to do throughout the house.
I like this room.
Thank you. It is very cosy.
Your hot water pipe is running over and around. That is your radiator.
Yeah, there's a few sort of things that aren't quite the norm in this house.
Is there any chance of accidentally, ooh, ow, catching yourself?
Yeah, I've done that a few times. Yeah. It's not, never gets that hot, but you can definitely, you wouldn't want to hold it on yourself.
And in the cold winter, because you've been here for how long?
8 months.
How warm is the building?
Once you have the heat on, it's incredibly warm.
Great. And upstairs, can we get up, yeah?
We will go upstairs.
I do really, really like this. This is a great device.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Do you feel as though you got your money's worth out of the architects?
I think we did. They
Good.
loved it as much, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's as much their thing as well as yours, isn't it, this?
Yeah.
So this landing space is interesting because it's one of those kind of liminal half spaces because it's circulation, but it's also a bridge.
It is a bridge.
And
a bit of a gallery.
A gallery is a double height space. You've got this kind of hunkered space here with the lower ceiling, and that's going to be a study.
Yeah.
Killer view.
The whole point of the house is to not constrain you to a certain use in a certain area, so it delivers in that.
This flat-pack home is versatile. It can be reconfigured or extended. They could, for example, stick another bedroom or a study above the snug below.
How much did you spend?
Including the land? About 300k.
Yeah.
We upgraded a lot on a few things, and that's kind of where things have gone up.
Bathroom's lovely. It is glamorous.
We basically replicated a hotel bathroom in Stockholm.
It may have cost £80,000 more than their original budget, but this house has real architectural cred. It proves that self-build can deliver what you want, what you desire.
You were able to finance it, but partly actually thanks to Roxie, putting some cash at the top, yeah?
Yeah, she definitely, we kind of always say we couldn't have done it without each other in a way, so I had the idea and the push and drove it, and she had the initial cash injection. She's had a huge sort of role in this house in general.
Whatever the future holds, what they've achieved together here is real, remarkable, and brave.
I do like this place because this project was so risky. And these guys took a risk with a young architectural practice, a collaboration to produce something using a method that hasn't been really tested or tried, built by students. And because they also took a risk with the design, with making sure that they packed in loads of architectural experience at the expense of just maximizing the floor plate. Yeah.
But at plot 8, Peter and Anita were clear that their need was a practical one. More space that their old home just couldn't provide.
This rather modest building belies actually the story of its genesis, because Peter and Anita, despite all the delays, managed to build their splendid new home in less than a year. How about that? Hmm? Well, I like the porthole. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you. Hi, Anita. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, thank you, Peter. Thank you. Wow. Looks very exciting and light and bright, and it's the antithesis of that last home of yours. No, it's lovely to see a building which is a family effort. It really is. Actually, I think you're the only household where, as a family with children, you have collaborated to build together.
I think so.
Sam, have you enjoyed working with your dad?
Yeah.
Oh, you said that was through such gritted teeth.
And I'm sure they'd appreciate in 15, 20 years' time as well. I've outbuilt that. So.
I think it might take that long,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think you're right. You will come to cherish this experience, I promise, Sam. The last time I was in the kitchen of yours, it tried to eat me. This, on the other hand, this looks more spacious and sympathetic and friendly. It's a lovely arrangement because you've actually compacted all your doings areas, sofa, dining, kitchen, to the back of the house against where the light is.
Yeah, yeah.
So that makes it very accessible and easy.
We can actually get 2 people here in one, at one time.
And open the dishwasher at the same time.
That's radical. Hey, yeah. Was the whole house cheap?
About 300,000.
About 300,000 all in, including the land.
Yes.
How many bedrooms do you get for that?
4 bedrooms.
Fantastic value.
That was what we wanted to do. We wanted to be able to prove almost that you can build a nice house on a reasonable budget.
Yeah.
So you could take the money from your 3-bed semi and convert that into something that you'd actually be proud to live in.
Can we see the rest of the place?
Yes.
Yeah? I think this is great. There are 2 things I like about this. One is that it's an open plan house, so that you see this from wherever you are, and it's more beautiful for being a sculptural object than just a standard flight. And the other thing is, there are no risers here, which means from the back of the room you can see through the stairs and see that enormous piece of glass, that great chunk of sky. I know you're not an architect, but this is good architecture.
Thank you.
Can we go up? I'm going up anyway. I love it. What's up here? Oh, there's a sitting room up here. I wasn't expecting this. This is, I thought your sofa downstairs was all it was.
It's a little private space for us upstairs.
It's got a proper view too.
Mm.
This is special. I mean, compared to your old house.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what that's worth. It's priceless, isn't it?
It is, yes. Very lucky.
Lovely.
Yeah. So on this floor, you've got, what, 2 bedrooms?
2 bedrooms, one with an ensuite and a big family bathroom. Yeah.
And you've got an ensuite upstairs as well?
Yes, we do, yeah.
No more queues for the bathroom then. There's still some work to do on the top floor, but this house will change how this family lives for the better.
Quite large up there.
It is, yeah.
That's a real apartment. I mean, it means that it gives you tremendous flexibility there.
Yes.
If you were to buy a house like this around here, I mean, what would you spend?
Double what it's cost to build it.
Yes.
Sort of £600,000 kind of thing. Wow, it's remarkable.
Peter had only knocked up a shed and a few robots before this superb house.
There'll be a bit of glass balustrade or
Yes.
something here. Oh, wow, look at that. That's a bonus. Another one. How fabulous.
What he's achieved is extraordinary. A properly bespoke home for his family, designed around their shared and individual needs.
It is remarkable, isn't it, that Peter and Anita have built this in less than a year. It's remarkable that they've done it themselves and as a family have all come closer together through the experience. It's remarkable too that they get a house for £300,000, half of what it would cost to buy something equivalent around here. And even more remarkable that, not being an architect, he's designed and built a home which is actually quite fabulous inside, delivering all kinds of experiences and great quality of life. Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, I forgot to say also, they're mortgage free.
Next time, can self-build improve the quality of life for someone living with disability?
It's good, isn't it? It's good, it's great.
Or will the stress of it all prove too much?
Problem is, I need guidance from someone.
And as a couple, is it possible to build your dream home when you're living over 1,000 miles apart?
Do you hear me?
Dropped out there. No, not now.
You're going to get it back from Moscow, aren't you?